Another pearl from Rumi. Let us begin. Once upon a time, a man came to Prophet Moses and pleaded, "O Moses, please pray to the Almighty so that I may understand the language of animals. Perhaps, by learning their secrets, I can reflect on my own life and become a better person." Prophet Moses looked at him with gravity and replied, "Go back to your business and do not seek a burden that your shoulders cannot carry. Your current state is better for you." But the man's heart was filled with desire, and he insisted, "O Moses, if not all animals, then please let me at least understand the language of the dog and the rooster that guard my house." Although the prophet tried hard to change the man's mind, he could not succeed. Seeing his stubbornness, Moses finally prayed for him, and the man returned home, his heart filled with joy. The next morning, as the servant was setting the table, a piece of bread fell to the ground. The rooster quickly ran and snatched it. The dog was upset by this greed and said to the fowl, "O rooster, is this right? You can eat wheat, barley, or even corn, but I have nothing to eat except bread. Why are you stealing my food?" The rooster replied with a knowing nod, "You are right, my friend, but do not worry. Tomorrow our master's donkey will die. Then you will have a great feast and fill your belly." Hearing their conversation, the master was gripped by greed. He immediately took the donkey to the market and sold it. The next morning, eager to see what they would say, he went back to the courtyard. The dog was complaining to the rooster, "You said the donkey would die and we would eat our fill today. Where is the food?" The rooster answered, "The donkey did die, but in another place, because our master sold him. But do not worry, tomorrow the horse will die and you will have an even bigger feast." As soon as he heard this, the man rushed to the stable, took the horse to the market and sold it. As he walked back home happily, he thought to himself, "Learning the language of these animals has been wonderful for me. This way, I protect myself from financial ruin." The next morning, he returned to listen to them again. The dog was barking in deep disappointment. "Oh, lying rooster, once again it didn't happen. Have you started telling lies to mock my hunger?" "No," said the rooster, "I am not a liar. The horse was indeed meant to die, but our master sold it to pass his misfortune on to someone else. But do not worry, tomorrow our master's favorite slave will die. Then a great funeral feast will be prepared. Halva will be given out, and we will all eat our fill." Without losing a moment, the master dragged his faithful slave to the market and sold him. He returned home rejoicing, thinking, "It is truly a blessing to know their language. I have saved myself from so much loss." The next dawn, the man hurried back to the courtyard. The dog was furious. "You deceitful rooster, where is the death of the slave? For days you have fed me with nothing but lies. Is this fitting for a creature like you?" The rooster sighed deeply and replied, "I am not a liar. The slave did die, but under another master's roof, because he was sold. But our master did a terrible thing for himself. He could not see that misfortune was meant to fall first upon the donkey, so that its death would protect his own life. When he sold the donkey, the shadow of fate fell upon the horse. When he sold the horse, it fell upon the slave. And now that the slave is gone, the arrow of destiny has no other target but the master himself. Tomorrow the master will die, and we will surely feast upon his funeral food." When the man heard these words, he finally understood his foolishness. He wept bitterly, beat his chest in agony, and hit his head against the stones, but it was too late. The wheel of fate had already turned. O mankind, if there were a buyer, you would sell your own soul for money. Instead of searching your heart and admitting your mistakes when misfortune touches you, you try to trick destiny with your clever schemes. But do you not know, O foolish traveler, that God is the best of plotters?